For 3 years, I studied English every single day. Grammar books, vocabulary lists, online courses, and I was still stuck. Then one day, I quit all of it. Deleted the apps, closed the books, and did something completely different. 6 weeks later, people stopped noticing my English at all because it finally just sounded normal. This is Fluent Speak Lab. Real stories, real English, real confidence. If you're tired of studying and still can't speak, subscribe. This channel is built for you. 3 years. 3 years of doing everything right, or everything he had been told was right. The apps he had used for different ones. Streaks maintained, badges earned, daily reminders answered. The grammar books, 2 of them, both finished. Notes in the margins. Exercises completed. The vocabulary lists, hundreds of words. Reviewed, tested, re-reviewed. The YouTube channels, hours and hours of lessons. Present perfect, conditionals, phrasal verbs. Alex had been a model student, and after 3 years, he was stuck. Not stuck like a beginner. He could read English perfectly. He could write clean emails. He could follow movies, podcasts, conversations. But the moment he needed to speak freely, naturally, without preparing, something seized up. Words came slowly. Sentences felt constructed, not flowing. Every conversation felt like a small performance he was never fully ready for. He had been in Atlanta for 6 months now, surrounded by English every single day, and still stuck. One evening after work, he sat at his kitchen table with his grammar book open in front of him. He had been staring at the same page for 20 minutes. Past perfect continuous tense, he thought. When was the last time anyone in this office used past perfect continuous tense in a real conversation? He thought harder. Never. Not once. He closed the book. Then, on an impulse he couldn't fully explain, he picked it up and put it on the shelf. He picked up his phone and deleted to language apps. He sat back down at the empty table, and he thought, if studying got me here after 3 years, then studying is not the answer. So, what is? He didn't know yet. But he knew one thing clearly. Whatever he had been doing, it was time to stop. And that decision, made on a quiet Tuesday evening at a kitchen table in Atlanta, changed everything. The next morning, Alex woke up without a study plan for the first time in 3 years. It felt strange, almost guilty. He made coffee and sat by the window. And he started thinking honestly, really honestly, about what fluency actually looked like. He thought about his coworker James Marekin, native speaker, completely fluent. James never studied English. James never reviewed vocabulary lists. James had never once in his life thought about past perfect continuous tense. But James could walk into any conversation, any topic, any speed, any situation, and just talk effortlessly, naturally, without a single moment of searching. Why? Not because James knew more English than Alex. Alex's vocabulary was probably larger than James's. Alex's grammar knowledge was definitely more detailed. But James had something Alex didn't. Thousands of hours of speaking, not studying, speaking, not practicing. Just speaking every day since childhood, in every possible situation. And Alex had spent 3 years filling his brain with English knowledge, but almost no time actually pushing that knowledge out through his mouth. He had been training a muscle he never used. He had been doing thousands of hours of swimming theory, but barely getting in the water. That was the gap. Not knowledge, output. Alex had a full tank of English, but no practice actually driving. So he built a new system. Not a study system, a speaking system. The rule was simple. Every day, output first. Before he read anything in English, before he listened to anything, before he studied a single word, he had to speak first, alone, if necessary, into his phone, to his reflection in the bathroom mirror, on his walk to the train. Just talking in English out loud every single morning. Week 1, it was messy, uncomfortable. He repeated himself, lost his thread, trailed off. Week 2, slightly smoother. He started finding words faster. Week 3, something shifted. The searching feeling, that half-second delay where his brain went looking for the right word, started shortening. Week 6, James stopped him in the hallway. Dude, has your English always been this good? I feel like you sound different lately. Alex smiled. I stopped studying, he said. James laughed, thinking it was a joke. It wasn't. Here is the exact system Alex built. 5 parts. Simple. Powerful. Starting today. Part 1. Morning voice. Every morning. Before your phone. Before breakfast. Before anything. Speak English out loud for 5 minutes. No script. No topic assigned. Just talk. Talk about your plans for the day. Talk about what you dreamed. Talk about what you're thinking. It does not matter what you say. What matters is that your mouth starts moving in English before your brain has time to get nervous. 5 minutes. Every morning. Non-negotiable. Part 2. Think out loud. Whenever you are alone, walking, cooking, commuting. Narrate what you are doing or thinking in English out loud. Not in your head. I'm going to make coffee. I need to pick up groceries later. I wonder if it's going to rain. This builds the bridge between your thoughts and your English words. The more you cross that bridge, the faster the crossing becomes. Part 3. Steal phrases, not words. Stop collecting vocabulary. Start collecting phrases. When you hear something natural, write down the whole phrase, not prioritize. But I need to prioritize this, not appreciate. But I really appreciate you saying that, not handle. But can you handle this while I'm out? Phrases are ready to use. Single words still need assembly. Part 4. The 2-minute recap. Every evening, 2 minutes. Set a timer. Talk about one thing that happened today. Not perfectly, not completely. Just one thing. What happened? How you felt. What? Said. This single habit builds narrative fluency, the ability to tell a story in real time, faster than almost anything else. Part 5. Stop translating. Start replacing. Every time you catch yourself thinking in Bengali and translating into English. Stop! Go back. Think the thought again, but this time in English from the start. Even if it's simpler, even if the English version loses something, the goal is to build a direct road from thought to English. Every translation is a detour. Every time you think directly in English, you shorten the road. Alex followed this system for 6 weeks. No grammar books, no vocabulary apps, no courses. Just output every day, in every possible moment. And on the day James stopped him in the hallway, Alex realized something important. Fluency was never about knowing more. It was always about using what he already knew. More. Faster. Without fear. The knowledge was always there. He just had to finally let it out. Alex didn't become fluent because he studied harder. He became fluent because he stopped hiding behind studying and started speaking. Every day. Imperfectly. Consistently. Your challenge this week, 5 minutes. Tomorrow morning, before anything else. Open your mouth and speak English out loud about anything. Just start. Share this with someone who has been studying for years, but still can't speak freely. Subscribe to Fluent Speak Lab, because next week, another real story is waiting. You already know enough English to start. The only thing left is to actually start. I'll see you in the next one.